Aloha, and welcome to the Spring 2020 edition of UHMTV, a TV news magazine show written, hosted, and produced by the journalism students here at UH Mānoa. I'm Ronnie Campman.
And I'm Keila Lee. Thanks for joining us for this very special edition of UHMTV. As we cope with the COVID-19 crisis, we are practicing social distancing. All our reporters and anchors are recording from their homes, thanks to modern technology and guidance from our teachers.
Since the campus closure in March, all classes have been moved online, UH athletics seasons have been cut short, and the 2020 spring commencement exercises canceled.
While we adjust to our new normal, we are committed to bringing you the latest news from our campus and community. And we are proud to produce this show for our class, for our college, and for our future.
Coming up in this episode, a look at Hawaii's bleak economy and how you can support local restaurants during this time of need.
Find out why this popular Kaneohe attraction may be closed for good.
And how student athletes are getting a second chance to play an extra year.
Plus, a special talk story session with AARP director and UH alum, Kelly Lopez. Stay with us for UHMTV. Even amidst the COVID-19 campus closures, the University of Hawaii continues to play a strong role in the local community. Students, faculty, and staff are stepping up in various ways to make a difference for those in need.
UH student volunteers have been producing nearly 1,000 Aloha masks a day to donate to essential workers. UH West Oahu scientists are using 3D labs to create personal protective equipment for Hawaii hospitals. And the UH system has launched an urgent student relief fund to provide assistance to those in financial distress.
Meanwhile, Hawaii's 2020 legislative session has been suspended indefinitely after Senator Clarence Nishihara tested positive for the coronavirus in March.
Although many measures remain on hold at the state capitol, at least one measure at the county level has managed to claw its way through the COVID chaos. The new law will require pet owners to microchip their animals and reduce holding times for lost pets. These puppies are just a few of the 23,000 animals brought into the Humane Society every year. Only a handful have proper ID, and the majority of those with microchips are reunited with their families. But the rest of the animals are still in need of treatment and foster care, especially during this COVID-19 crisis when staffing at the shelter is severely limited. Overcrowding is just one of the reasons a new law is requiring all pet owners to microchip their animals. It also cuts the holding period for lost pets by nearly half the time.
We think we're going to see a situation where many more animals come to us with that solid microchip identification, and reducing the hold from 9 days to 5 days will hopefully encourage those owners to come quickly for their animals so that they can get them safely back home.
Microchipping is a simple and safe procedure similar to a vaccination, and the chip is the size of a grain of rice. Humane Society officials say this procedure has helped thousands of lost animals return to their rightful owners. Yet, some opponents believe microchips are too invasive and claim shorter holding times will lead to unnecessary euthanasia.
The period of time is too short. And yes, I understand they want to get adoptable animals out onto the adoption floor as soon as possible. But my concern is with what about pets who might be so scared that they aren't deemed adoptable? What's going to happen to them? Are they going to euthanize?
With more than 300,000 feral cats roaming around the island, it's difficult for shelter workers to determine which ones are wild and which ones are pets. Critics also argue that it's appalling to kill an animal, whose choice it was not to be on the street. Humane Society officials say the law is not meant to hurt animals, but to help them. The hope is to provide treatment and get them into new homes as soon as possible. To microchip your pet at the Humane Society, it will cost $20. Owners who choose not to abide by the new law are subject to a $100 fine. For UHMTV, I'm Ronnie Campman.
Thanks, Ronnie. As more people are staying home, reports of domestic violence have spiked both in Hawaii and worldwide. As Karina Nokan reports, state lawmakers are hoping to strengthen laws surrounding sexual misconduct, both in the local community and on campus.
State Representative Cynthia Thielen knows firsthand what it's like to be sexually harassed. She recalls when she was a UH student in the 70s.
The professor got up and walked over and locked the door and then turned around to come toward me. And that was incredibly uncomfortable. I mean, here's a senior professor. He should not have ever done that.
Phelan said back then she wasn't clear about student rights and felt uncomfortable talking about her experience with anyone.
I was mad. I was really angry that that had happened, and it was so inappropriate. So maybe I became more determined from that. I developed a great deal of strength within myself to stand up, walk over, unlock the door, and walk out the door.
That's why she and other lawmakers are advocating to make stronger policies at the state legislature. Among their proposals is to make it mandatory for all students, staff, and faculty to be trained in Title IX issues. A 2019 UH report on campus climate reveals sexual harassment and partner violence in dating is on a significant rise. These events are also happening both on and off campus.
The students need to physically have a process or a paper showing these are your rights. If there's something that happens, there's a way to report this, and there'll be a responsive system. And this is what I didn't have.
Yet even if resources are available, some students are reluctant to get the help they need. Representative Phelan says UH can still do better.
I think the more we stand up for what we know is right, not just believe is right, but we know is right, and the more we link together and support each other.
Karina Nocon, UHMTV.
Thanks, Karina. In the wake of the coronavirus pandemic, unemployment continues to rise. Here in Hawaii, tourism is dramatically down, affecting airlines, hotels, and even the once vibrant dining scene. Alexa Gutierrez has more.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to impact Hawaii's food industry, dining out has temporarily become a thing of the past. The streets of Waikiki appear somewhat abandoned as people are ordered to stay home and avoid public places, including restaurants.
These uncertain times and just hesitancy to actually, indulge yourself on the mere pleasures of going out to eat or watching a movie has just been put on halt for the time being.
Wilu Diaz is a young entrepreneur who owns a local restaurant by the University of Hawaii. He believes his business will feel the impact of the COVID-19 crisis for years to come.
If you own and operate a business that solely needs actual clientele, you feel inclined either, am I doing socially the right thing to do, whether to stay open, or should I close my business so that I don't necessarily infect anyone? But the bills don't stop.
The island's switch to takeout only has forced hundreds of restaurants to temporarily close their doors, forcing many food workers to be laid off and unemployed. In an effort to support local businesses during these trying times, media campaigns promoting Buy Local, Eat Local have launched websites such as foodagogo.org, where you can find the latest information on restaurants statewide that offer takeout, delivery, and curbside pickup. Like many other eateries, A Place to Eat has become solely reliant on takeout meals. Many restaurants have posted their full menu online, and customers are encouraged to call in orders for easy pickup.
Unfortunately, because graduations and special events aren't necessarily going on right now, that's a big old zero. Along with the dine-in is a big old zero.
Currently, there is no evidence that the virus can be transmitted through food, according to the CDC and the FDA. However, to practice food delivery safety, you can order from restaurants you trust, remove packaging as soon as possible, avoid sharing, and of course, wash your hands before and after enjoying your meal. For UHMTV, I'm Alexa Gutierrez.
Coming up next, we'll learn how state lawmakers are addressing a health concern that's affecting Hawaii's kapuna.
And why the fate of a popular hiking trail is still up in the air. Stay with us for UHMTV.
Aloha! I'm Denise Conan, Dean of the College of Social Sciences at the University of Hawaii at Mānoa. The hardships we're facing today make it important to celebrate moments of success wherever they are found, like our journalism students who rose above the challenges and produced this UHMTV broadcast. They are found in our staff who support the university's educational mission, and our faculty who bring research expertise to Hawaii's leaders and explore ways to safely restore jobs, track social disparities, protect the vulnerable among us, and more. They are found in our alumni who are helping rebuild local and global communities. And they are found in our newest alumni, the graduates of the class of 2020, who are rising above today's challenges with resilience, tenacity, and hard work. They are found in you, our extended family. We celebrate you all. May you and your loved ones remain safe today and always.
Welcome back to UHMTV. Many of Hawaii's elderly are facing challenges during this COVID-19 crisis. Adults over the age of 60 are considered among the most vulnerable population for getting the disease. But there is also another health concern impacting the same group of people.
93-year-old Hatsue Arakaki appears fairly healthy. She's able to get around with a walker, play board games, and do her own laundry. But like 28,000 other Hawaii residents, she's been living with this silent disease.
But dementia is very challenging because you got to keep in mind that she is sick because she's not the same person. You know, my mom, when I was growing up, she's a different person. And I know it does get frustrating, and I just got to make sure that she's cared for.
Arakaki's daughter and grandchildren take turns caring for her, but it's a daily challenge both physically and financially.
The average caregiver, for example, their out-of-pocket expenses on any given year is about $10,000 in the last 3 to 5 years of care. And then it jumps to $75,000 a year.
Dementia is a brain disorder involving loss of memory and other motor skills. Alzheimer's is the most common type of dementia and is the 6th leading cause of death, both in the US and in Hawaii. The disease severely weakens bodily functions, making it hard for one to move, eat, and even breathe.
In that it's not curable, preventable, and currently cannot be slowed down. You essentially can't change the trajectory of the decline.
Many families also struggle with the rising cost of at-home caregivers, which is normally not covered under regular health insurance.
And it does get expensive. So we've been managing right now. Basically, it's just a balancing act.
Lawmakers are now considering measures to help more families through advanced training for at-home caregivers and more early dementia screenings for low-income families.
First, we'd like to identify Alzheimer's disease or related dementia first, really fast. The earlier we can detect, the better services we can give. And then second, it needs to be coupled with really strong support services to help that person and their family go through this situation.
Arakaki's family is grateful for the support they already receive and hope the state can offer additional relief to more families soon. For UHMTV, I'm Keila Lee.
Thanks, Kayla. During the stay-at-home period, apps such as TikTok have become increasingly popular, with dancing and cooking videos trending on the app. But recent postings of tourists harassing marine life in Hawaii has infuriated many locals. Troy Jacobs has more.
Direct human interaction with wild Hawaiian monk seals and sea turtles is a rising concern in Hawaii. Some people on social media are outraged after seeing images of tourists harassing these marine animals. This photo, which was taken in October of 2017, shows 2 men holding and provoking a sea turtle in Kailua. And this recent video in February was posted on TikTok, which shows a visitor approaching and slapping a seal from behind on a beach in West Oahu. Monk seals have been considered an endangered species since 1976, but due to overhunting and pollution, sea turtles were also added to that list. Harming, harassing, or killing of sea turtles or monk seals is a Class C felony and includes fines of up to $100,000 and a year in prison under the Federal Endangered Species Act.
You might see a monk seal with some signs or ropes around it. So what we hope that does is just brings attention to people, here is a respectful viewing distance. We want people to watch them and learn about them.
Because of better conservation efforts, both monk seals and sea turtles are slowly increasing in population, but marine officials emphasize that these animals should still be treated with care.
Interacting with these animals is not only dangerous, but it can also affect their behavior towards humans.
These animals are large animals and can certainly cause some damage, but in vast majority of time, it's more us impacting on them than vice versa.
Experts recommend to stay at least 10 feet away from wild sea turtles and at least 50 feet away from monk seals. If any of these animals approach you, experts say to move away to avoid any interaction. For UHMTV, I'm Troy Jacobs.
Thanks, Troy. A decades-old debate surrounding Oahu's popular hiking trail, Stairway to Heaven, is reaching new heights. As Megan Lucas tells us, city officials have yet to decide whether to fix the trail or destroy it completely.
Haiku Stairs, also known as Stairway to Heaven, is a world-famous landmark on the east side of Oahu. The trail has been officially closed to the public since 1987, but hikers are still finding ways to make it to the top.
With the advent and proliferation of social media, it has made it an even bigger attractive nuisance. Whereas before you might get a couple hundred to 300 a year going up the stairs, we're now getting that much in a day.
The Board of Water Supply currently owns and operates the land and pays about $250,000 in annual maintenance fees. BWS officials want to wash their hands of their responsibility and are now faced with 3 options: keep the trail closed, transfer it back to the city and reopen it to the public, or simply tear it down.
Some governments will spend millions of dollars to create a world-class attraction. But here in Hawaii, we're talking about spending millions of dollars to destroy a world-class attraction.
The stairs were originally built in 1942 for military use, but over the years the stairs have fallen into disrepair and closed because of hazardous conditions. But it hasn't stopped people from trespassing through this quiet neighborhood.
Many residents in this Kaneohe neighborhood are fed up with hikers illegally trespassing through their yards and in their streets at all hours of the night. They demand to see a change.
Posted signs warn hikers to keep out, but the nonprofit Friends of Haiku Stairs believes they should be allowed access in order to fix it.
When Board of Water Supply and their lawyers found out about this, they said we have to have $1 million insurance to be going up there and doing our maintenance work.
With findings from a recent environmental impact study, the mayor has come up with a plan to save the stairs. The full board approved it in April with 95% of public testimonies showing support. Now the city has until the end of 2021 to come up with a formal resolution. That includes finding 3 access points that go around the neighborhood instead of through it. All parties involved are confident they will find a way to keep the stairs open for future generations. Megan Lucas, UHMTV.
Thanks, Megan. When we come back, we'll sit down with Kupuna advocate and proud UH alum, Kelly Lopez.
Plus, why the hashtag Redshirt Corona is gaining popularity on social media. Don't go away.
Welcome back to UHMTV. Every semester, we like to honor our distinguished alumni. Recently, we had the chance to talk story with a proud UH Communications graduate, who is now director of Hawaii AARP, Kelly Lopez.
Kelly Lopez is the newest director of AARP Hawaii, an organization dedicated to advocating for the needs of kupuna. It's a job she takes seriously, especially during this COVID crisis. But she's also worn many hats during the course of her 30-plus year career, including leadership roles as the state director of the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs, head of Olelo Community Media and Oceanic Cable. So it's hard to believe she grew up very shy.
We tended to move quite a bit, although Waimanalo is really where I call home. I was painfully shy growing up. Having a super smart twin kind of can give you a complex at times. Imagine someone you went to high school with who was kind of like the wallflower, couldn't speak to anyone. That was me.
Lopez says attending Windward Community College and having a supportive mom and twin sister helped break her out of her shell.
And then the University of Hawaii, I just basically blossomed from there.
She got involved with student government and majored in communications, which is where she found her true calling.
I'd say one of the strengths right now for me is that ability to connect with people. And that's been critical for me in all of the work I've done.
It was especially critical when she served as chairwoman of the Hawaii Democratic Party during the 2016 presidential campaign.
I decided to run because I wanted to bring the party back together. We were better off focusing on what we agreed on rather than always focusing on what we didn't agree on.
As a proud UH alum, she believes the lessons she learned as a student still holds true today and offers this advice to future grads.
It's really all about being present when you're with people. You know, how do you help make a difference in other people's lives? That's the thing that's driven me all along. How do you make a difference for other people rather than what do I want and what do I need? I'd say that's the key.
For UHMTV, this is Geneva Diaz.
When we come back, we'll talk story with UH football head coach Todd Graham. Stay with us on UHMTV. Welcome back to UHMTV. Although COVID-19 has cut the seasons short for more than a dozen UH sports, the NCAA has recently ruled that college athletes will be eligible for an extra year of play. Kirsten Sibley has more.
The top-ranked UH men's volleyball team is still reeling from a season cut short by COVID-19. These highlights before the shutdown were the final memories for many seniors who will graduate without the chance to play for the national title. UH Manoa's lower campus sits empty and quiet as more than a dozen UH sports have also been canceled. Many players are disappointed about having missed major milestones like senior night and other events. UH Wahine basketball star Jay Tago is just one of many students who are grieving lost opportunities. After sitting out her junior year because of injury, she now mourns the fact that she won't get to properly complete her senior season.
For me, it was just give it all or nothing. Like, I just had one more year left, and in the past years, I'd struggled a little bit with a lot of things.
Shortly after the COVID shutdown, college athletes took to the social media with the hashtags United as One and Redshirt Corona. Thousands of athletes petitioned the NCAA calling for another year of play. The United as One campaign sparked so much attention that the NCAA finally ruled on March 31st to give athletes a chance to play one more year. Colleges and universities still have to decide whether to implement the redshirt extension, but it is unclear what that means for athletes relying on financial aid or sports scholarships.
Some student athletes might be able to get it because if they're a fifth year and we pay for their education anyway. So in some cases it might work out, but there's no way we're going to be able to do it in total, like if everyone wanted to do it.
While UH officials are deciding how to handle each athlete on a case-by-case basis, some seniors like Tago believe it might be in their best interest to just head to the pros.
Yeah, I do plan on going overseas after the year's over.
For UHMTV, I'm Kirsten Sibley.
Thanks, Kirsten. Meanwhile, UH football is prepping for the transition to a brand new head coach. Chaz Mihara recently had the chance to speak with the big man in charge, Texan native Todd Graham.
UH Warrior football is riding high with a 10-win season and a Hawaii Bowl victory over BYU. And with a brand new head coach, Todd Graham hopes to elevate the momentum that former coach Nick Rolovich began. Graham is used to winning ball games. He's been a head coach for 12 years and in his last job took Arizona State to 5 bowl appearances in 6 years. He also led Tulsa in the 2010 Sheraton Hawaii Bowl game that beat UH. Graham has agreed to a 5-year deal with the Warriors and will earn nearly $800,000 for the 2020 season. The $4 million contract is similar to what was offered to Coach Rolovich before he resigned. Graham says he jumped at the chance to come to Hawaii because he was attracted to the Warrior spirit.
The best thing that I've found is the players. These players are hungry. You can tell they've won 10 games and 8 games the year before, and they're very hungry to take that to the next level.
Graham is a family man who is married with 6 kids. He is passionate about coaching and a new generation of youth and helping them find success, both on and off the field.
I knew I wanted to make a difference in young people's lives, and my coaches, when I was growing up, they didn't just teach me football, they taught me about to be a champion in life.
For Graham and his family, they are excited to start a new chapter in the islands and hopefully keep that Warrior spirit in the family too.
It's been an adventure for us, and our kids, my oldest son is on our coaching staff. He's worked with me just about every place that I've been, which is kind of a neat deal to experience that with him. And then my younger son will graduate from high school, and then he'll come here and he plans on playing football.
During the COVID crisis, coaches are currently working with the players through virtual training and helping student athletes transition to online classes.
And we're looking forward to next year and putting a team out there on that field that our student body can rally behind and be excited about, and a team that is playing for championships.
As the team adjusts to a new normal, Coach Graham says his players and staff are hungry and excited to win more ball games in the fall. For UHMTV, I'm Chaz Mihara.
Thanks, Chaz. Well, that wraps up our 19th edition of UHMTV. Mahalo to the School of Communications and the College of Social Sciences for supporting our journalism program.
To see any of our stories online, check out our YouTube channel. Or for more information, visit the UH Manoa Journalism website.
Until next time, I'm Ronnie Allen Campman.
And I'm Keila Lee. Thanks for joining us and
aloha.
aloha.